Hi guys, and welcome to a new video on Salma's Life. Now, as promised a few days ago when I did my reaction to Hikuleo debuting in WWE, I mentioned that I was going to be going to Progress Wrestling in Manchester at the O2 Ritz. And I just got back, which is why my hair's a bit all over the place because it was very hot in that venue. However, it was an absolutely phenomenal show from start to end. So I'm here with a little bit of a different review. I'm here with a review after being live at Progress Manchester. So let's get going. Honestly, it's been a while since I've seen any live wrestling. Actually, the last live wrestling show I watched was Wrestle Dynasty back in January, but I always love going and watching Progress wrestling shows. I was actually there for True Heel Heat, so I was tweeting off their account. Obviously, I do True Heel Heat with SP3 and J News, so make sure to follow and subscribe to them. But yeah, the atmosphere was great inside. It was sold out, jam-packed, which kind of probably contributed to how warm it was. Not just the fact that the O2 is actually a very warm venue generally. I've been there a few times, it's very warm. But we started off with man like Darice facing Ethan Allen. Now, it was meant to be another match, and they were like, due to injury, the OG match could not take place, so they were being replaced by somebody new. I did tease it was me, wasn't me. It was Ethan Allen, and he definitely got a huge welcome. He's a homeboy. It was quite fun, like the chants of like 0161 and things like that. But this was a jam-packed way to start off the show. It was high energy, fast. It had the crowd really excited. Like it was going on to the outside. It was heavy hitting. You could see Ethan Allen had quite a ground base mat style. And Darice, I've watched him sometimes, he is charisma embodied, but also he's very strong and athletic. So when you combine that into a single match, it was actually like it had the crowds hyped. And unlike with New Japan, and we'll obviously, whenever I do reviews, there's quite a strict order for New Japan matches. So you'll start with Young Lions, then you'll do the unimportant tag matches, and then it gets bigger and bigger. Here there was a nice mix between special singles, tag, title matches, just to keep everyone on their feet. So this was a phenomenal way to start. Obviously, the big difference between when I do New Japan reviews and the independent shows is there was women's matches. So we started with two women very close to my heart. Lana Austin, while she might get booed, I will always be cheering for you, Lana. Facing someone, again, that has been an inspiration as an Asian wrestling fan, Kangji. These two have such a different style. So Lana is very strong, very like, she likes to tease the crowd, but Kangji is great. Kangji is very mat-based, very technical and precise. At one point she did, you know, the neck twist, and she said Kangji Sabre Jr., which is ironic considering Zack Sabre Jr. recently won the IWGP Heavyweight Championship off Hiroki Goto. That happened today of the show, so that was nice. That's a completely different narrative for a completely different video and stuff going on. But this was great. Lana was really teasing the crowds, and the crowds were really getting behind Kangji. Kangji was also having a bit of fun. She is actually like phenomenal. I've been watching her for years. I actually interviewed her like way back when I was doing my journalism qualification, and just to see how far she's gone. And similarly with Lana, Lana is very underrated. She's an amazing heel. She knows how to work the crowd. And it meant that, you know, when Kangji got the win, actually it was even bigger. Like, it was a huge pop and everyone was cheering. It was great. What I like is sometimes I've noticed in some shows where when they've women's wrestling matches, especially towards the start of the card, is that there's a lot of near pinfalls and very fast, and you're like, okay, this is getting sometimes a bit tedious. But here there was full action. It was inside the ring, outside the ring. There was a moment where obviously Holly, who is best friend, had a sign and it got ripped up, and Kangji put it in Lana Austin's mouth and kicked her off a chair. There was so much diversity in this, and it was a great way to sort of keep the momentum going in a really amazing show. And then, like I said, unlike New Japan, Progress does it a bit differently. So we had two opening matches, but we went straight into the title matches. And you know I am a sucker for a world tag title match. Here we saw Lyos Jim facing Sunshine Machine. Now this match is kind of one very close to my heart. So funnily enough, the OG Kid Lyos, I've been following him for years, and at a Tuesday Night Rap show 2020, a long time ago, maybe even 2019, I bought a CCK keyring, so that's Lyos and Chris Brooks. I bought a keyring for that and watched him there. And now he's obviously unmasked and he's got his own tag team. Similarly with Sunshine Machine, Chuck Mambo and TK Cooper, I've been watching them for so long. They, just like the namesake, are a ray of sunshine. And this match was great. So at the start, there was a little bit of fun going on. TK Cooper and Chuck Mambo having a bit of fun going on the ropes. Lyos Jim were the heels. And you can't not be a heel when you're with Sunshine Machine. And what worked in this match is how different everyone was. So the Lyos Gym were very fast, very strong. They had the height differences. Whereas on Sunshine Machine, I always compare like Chuck Mambo to a bit like El Phantasmo. So he walks the ropes and things. Whereas TK Cooper is very much the muscle and the strength of it. But when they work together, it's so much fun. Similar with Lyos Gym, they're both of them very strong and experienced tag teams. Not like the New Japans where they're quite throwaway. And they had the crowds chanting, like on the edge of their seats. And it was quite funny is Chuck Mambo had some glitter on his face when he came out. By the end of it, it was on the ring. It was on the other wrestlers. And it was just so much fun to watch. In the end, while it was sunshining in Manchester, it wasn't a sunny ending for the Sunshine Machine, as Lyos Jim got the win. And it felt unreal to see them lose. But we'll see what Lyos Jim does now. We then saw a massive star make her appearance in Progress Wrestling, as we saw Nina Samuels facing Shotsy Blackheart. Now, when she walked in, the pop was unreal. Like, it was phenomenal. You could hear the cheers. And she actually had a cast on. And that was the target of Nina Samuels throughout. It was very fast, dynamic. Nina Samuels she's a very good heel anyway, but with the popularity of Shotsy, she was really digging into that heel persona. She was targeting that arm. She was trying to cheat her way. She was going to the outside, making it very dangerous for Shotsy. And actually, in the end, that was how she got the win. Now, it all was a bit chaotic after that. Nina Samuels came out with the victory and then proceeded to carry on damaging Shotsy Blackheart. So she got a chair in her arm to damage it more, and who would come out? Kangji. She declared that, as the rumours explained, the Nina Samuels show is cancelled and it would be the season finale on their next match. So this was really fun. It was a way of having a great match but also intertwining a story for the next show. There was then an intermission for 20 minutes, and what I love, and I was a bit too shy to do it this time, but in the intermission, loads of the wrestlers were out in the near the ring. They were signing autographs, taking pictures, selling merch. And I know a lot of independent companies do it, but actually it's so nice to see, just watching all the fans interacting. I think I had the best view of Lana Austin, and she was having so much fun because Holly was next to her and they were having a bit of fun. Actually, Lana towards the end did a conga line. So that was fun. I know it's a common thing in independent shows, but I just like to shout out to Progress. They always do it. It's always so well prepared, well done. So yeah. We then came back with a fatal four-way. So it was Charles Crawley, Adam Maxted, Jack Morris, and Simon Miller. This was actually quite a short match considering, like, it was quite high in the card. I thought it would go on longer, but it was fun. There was people being heels. Adam Maxted, if anyone doesn't know, he was on Love Island. He also did World of Sports when it was on. It was a very fun match. I don't know what the implications are going forward, but actually it was just a lot of fun to watch. In the end, Charles Crawley got the win. He had a bit of shenanigans, there was some low shots, and he got the win, which was a very nice thing to do. And then we saw, I'm looking down because I have the card and I know it, but I don't remember off the top of my head. So, RPD, he had his debut match against a dastardly heel. The dastardly heel was Charles Sterling. Now, I don't think this was my favourite match of the card, but it was fun. It was a great way to introduce RPD to the Progress crowds. The heel was healing, but actually surprisingly RPD lost. So it'll be interesting to see what they do going forward. But yeah, it was a fun match. We then had another women's match, and champion Riho came out to join on commentary, and this time we saw Alexis Falcon facing Holly, aka Lana Austin's best friend, which actually I mention that because it makes a difference. These two women are phenomenal. They're both very good baby faces. Like, Holly is such a ray of sunshine and she was having a lot of fun in the ring. Alexis Falcon, can I just say, her Disney theme coming out to Poor Unfortunate Souls, that's a 10 out of 10 from me. Because as you can tell, I'm a huge Disney fan. And Poor Unfortunate Souls is one of my favourite songs. Like, it's such a good soundtrack. And this match was really fun, but I was a bit sad because it kind of got cut short because Lana Austin came out and she was like waving and Holly got distracted, which led to the win. Now, Alexis Falcon, she understood that it wasn't her fault, so there was a nice bit of camaraderie in the ring. But then Lana came and started being up and it like Riho was going to get involved. It was a hell of a lot of chaos. We then ended on the main event. The one everyone was waiting for the Progress World Championship, and it was champion Luke Jacobs facing Cara Noir. Now, Luke Jacobs, I have been watching for years. He's a hometown Manchester boy. I remember when he was doing like opening matches for Royal Quest, and then he's had bangers, like he had one against Ishii recently at a Royal Quest, so it's amazing to always see him. Cara Noir is amazing. His whole image, I joked that actually I want to see Cara Noir facing, well, actually in a team with Tai Chi, because it would be dramatic as fuck. But oddly enough, even though Luke Jacobs is a hometown boy, the crowd was very split. Half had Cara Noir, half had Luke Jacobs, and I was like, who do I pick? Who do I want? Because Luke Jacobs is Progress. He is the Progress Wrestling Champion. But Cara Noir he has the history with that belt. He has a history with English pro wrestling. So it was very conflicting. So I understood the crowds. From start to end, this unsurprisingly had the crowds on the edge of their seats. They was chanting, "This is Progress," because the wrestling was amazing from start to end. Again, some of the best matches come with differences in style, and this is what we saw here. And actually, Cara Noir wasn't afraid to get dirty with a bit of swan biting. But he went outside, it was fast, they slowed it down, there was kicks. At one point, Cara Noir seemingly got the win, but he wanted to do something else. He wanted to do more damage to Luke, so he was doing some vicious PKs. This was, honestly, I mean, like, I watched so many wrestling matches live, and this had I was sweating anyway, but this had the crowd hot. It even seemed like at some points people were switching allegiances, and other people around me were very firmly for Cara Noir. And you could see the determination in the men's faces. Like, honestly, if you want to watch a Progress match, go on to their streaming and watch this one, because it was literally worth it. And towards the end, I was like, wait, they're going to have Cara win it. They're going to have Cara, because, like, it has to. But in the end, via submission, Luke Jacobs won. And it was a perfect ending to an amazing evening, day, afternoon of professional wrestling. Before Luke could have his proper celebration, a man like Darice came out and challenged for the title. He said, "Yes, I've lost to you a number of times, but I have been on a roll because we've all believed." And I believe that is setting up for a title match. And it was actually a great way to end the show. I don't get to go to many independent shows, but Progress always gives me some of the best. And if you guys want to see some amazing British wrestling and Progress is near, make sure to go and watch it, because you will not regret it. So yeah, that was a slightly different video. I love going to independent shows, covering non-New Japan stuff. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to hit like, share and subscribe. Make sure to follow Progress Wrestling and all their amazing wrestlers who starred on the show. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you soon. Bye!